Well, hi to hey there, folks. I'm Eric Peters, and I'm with Channel 69 News, don't you know?
And I'm Dustin Corbett.
And I'm really hungover.
Damn it, Tyler.
If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make them all day. I get one down in a second if you wait. I fly like paper, get high like planes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in.
Well, in our first news story of the day, turns out the prince is gay. Kate Middleton and Prince William's marriage is over. Looks like the prince is looking for another prince. In this picture released from Buckingham Palace, this is Prince William with one of his buddies. He's quite the ball handler, folks.
On a much hairier note, a local feline friend, Mr. Tinkles, has become an internet sensation overnight. His owners say that feline is quite divine. Man, that cat must get some tail.
In U.S. news, don't you know, today Barack Obama's real birth certificate was released to us, and it was our pleasure to show it to you. What a great country we live in.
And now, let us take a moment to recognize the Japan conflict as we go to our New York correspondent with the story.
Tonight, running for their lives, a record earthquake in Japan triggers a mammoth tsunami that washes away everything in its path. Hundreds are dead. The search for victims just beginning. I'm Katie Couric. Extensive coverage tonight of the disaster in Japan and the tsunami that spread across the Pacific to the U.S., reaching the West Coast. Japan declares a state of emergency at a nuclear plant as radiation levels surge. The area around it is evacuated.
My name is Dr. Van Buren, and I am here with my friend Tingaling. He is a survivor of the recent Japanese tsunami, and he has agreed to answer some very disheartening questions. Tingaling, what is your favorite color?
你头上有根毛。
Yes. Yes. Now, Tingaling, was your favorite color taken away from you by these recent tsunamis?
我喜欢三国杀。
As you see, friends, he is clearly brainwashed by these horrible waves. What is he saying? Tingaling, tell them what you are feeling right now.
那是一个很大的爆炸。
Do you miss your kitty?
小乖乖，
Xiao Gui Gui. Was that his name?
小乖乖。
Now, Tingaling, your kindergarten teacher, do you think you will ever see her again?
白牛现在的冲击力竟然没有稀释程度。新出来的英雄的大招可以复制别人的大招，是多么神奇的一件事情。
Ladies and gentlemen, little does he know, he never attended kindergarten. Tingaling, are you familiar with the recent sensation uprising of Charlie Sheen?
是的 ，Boston。
What did he exactly do to make you feel this way?
他就是一个混蛋，我操他妈全家！他就是一个他妈狗娘养的不知廉耻的东西！我要杀了他，杀了他，干掉他，做掉他全家。
So let's say Charlie Sheen were to come to your village. Oh, okay, Tingaling, okay. Please sit back. Sit back. But lay down, lay down. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know that was hard for you to watch. But the truth is, I don't speak Japanese. and I did not understand one word that was said.
Good evening. I'm Bryce Barnard, and I'm here interviewing the infamous Charlie Sheen. Now recently, his life has been posted all over the internet, television, and news stations alike. But today, we're talking about how he is giving back to the community in Japan. Well, first of all, Charlie, I'd just like to thank you for coming out today. And my first question is, how are your efforts going to improve life in Japan?
What's that got to do with me? You know, that's got nothing to do with me.
Wonderful. Well, Charlie, a recent question on everybody's mind is, how do we prevent these deaths from happening in Japan?
Dying's for fools.
Now, Charlie, one of the biggest problems facing Japan after this disaster is the lack of food rations for everybody. Now, is there anything that you taught them, that you showed them from your own personal life that help them in the future to be able to build back their community?
Because I expose people to magic. I expose them to something they're never otherwise going to see in their boring, normal lives. And I gave that to them. I may forget about them tomorrow, but they'll live with that memory for the rest of their lives. And that's a gift, man.
So there are a lot of names that get tossed out there when describing your efforts in Japan. Now, you hear savior, you hear idol, but how would you describe yourself?
I'm a high priest, Vatican assassin, warlock. Because I'm me. Because I'm me, I'm different. I just have a different constitution, I have a different brain, I have a different heart, I have a different, I got tiger blood, man.
Charlie, did the villagers enjoy the drugs you provided them?
Shut up. Shut up. Stop. Move forward.
Now, Charlie, do you think that the society in Japan accepted your drug-using habits?
I am on a drug. It's called Charlie Sheen. It's not available because if you try it once, you will die. Your face will melt off and your children will weep over your exploded body. I probably took more than anybody could survive,
So then how do you plan to attack this epidemic full on? I mean, if the tsunami was right there in front of your face, what would you, Charlie Sheen, do to stop it?
With zeal and focus and violent hatred.
Now, Charlie, are you concerned that perhaps there might be some people out there that think that your actions may be actually hurting Japan?
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
Amazing. Well, Charlie, I mean, I guess that just leads to my next question. Is there anything that you can't do?
I was banging 7-gram rocks and finishing them because that's how I roll. I have one speed, I have one gear. Go.
With several major natural disasters in the last few years, many celebrities have been campaigning to raise money for these victims, but seem to jump from event to event, leeching onto the positive press, money, and other gains out of these perilous situations. Take Charlie Sheen, for example, who recently went on a trip to Haiti for relief for a week and then returned to the United States, rushing off to Alabama following the tornadoes, trying to erase his bad publicity by being charitable. Then you have Beyonce, who has recorded 3 songs in the last 2 years for whatever new social event seems to be happening. 2 in the last month, 1 for Japan, and 1 released this week, God Bless the USA, following Osama bin Laden's assassination. The worst case scenario is Wyclef Jean's, whose Yele charity has not been just caught once, but twice, using donated money to fund a concert of his and pay his mistress. This is not an argument about whether or not celebrities should use their status to raise money for victims, but rather a question of their motives behind their actions.
My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah.
What did you just say? God damn it!
Get out of here! Get out of here! Get out of here!
We're filming here!
You're angry, bro? Shazam! Oh, no Shazam.
Stare on your kudos and listen to me, Dr.